good, my peoples? It's your boy E here, and look. So you know I be reading these quotes on Facebook. You know I'm a big fan of quotes, especially ones that touch right here in the soul. And so I ran across a quote, and this one stuck out like a sore thumb. So I'm like, this one right here really hit home. And so when I read this, like, you don't even have to look at it in the same sense as what it's been read as, because this could pertain to anybody. But let me go ahead and read this one here, because this one here is crazy. It says, my ex was like, I know a spot, and then took me to the lowest point of my life. Has anybody ever had that? And like I say, this don't even have to be an ex. This could be an ex in whatever form you want it to be. Ex-friend, ex-co-worker, whoever you exited out of your life, it can pertain to that person. But, you know what I'm saying? I feel this because this is exactly how I can symbolically see what happened as far as like me and an exed out person. I don't even be like I tell you the truth, I don't even like bringing up my exes, dog. Like, I don't even like it, dog. Like, I want to keep them farthest away from my mind as possible. I really don't even want to think about them. Sometimes, like I say, when I talk about these type of things, it's just to help other people. It really ain't got nothing to do with me. Because if I can, I would erase them motherfuckers from my mind. But not to say that would be good. Because, if you erase them, then you don't know that they ain't there. You don't know that they still bad. They might come back, you might not remember. And let me stop going down that rabbit hole. But anyways, yeah. So, yeah, this one says, my ex was like, I know a spot, and then took me to the lowest point of my life. And that is crazy, bro. So it further expounds on that. So let me go and read the whole thing, alright? So it says, my ex was like, I know a spot, and then took me to the lowest point of my life. What I thought would be love, peace, partnership turned into a lesson wrapped in pain. Most definitely. I didn't realize that the spot he was so confident about wasn't a place of comfort, but a season of confusion. Definitely, man. Heartbreak and self-doubt. He didn't guide me towards growth, security, and anything healthy. He led me straight into versions of myself I never should have had to meet. And I can get with that, but in a sense, I think in a sense, in the overall scheme of things, maybe you didn't have to meet them, but in the overall scheme of things, in the grand finale of things, I feel like it was good that I had to see these parts of myself to grow even further, because I feel like some parts of yourself you would have never ran into if you didn't run into some people that allowed you to kind of see that part of yourself, that insecure, that scared, that self-doubting part of yourself. You didn't even know you had this, but when you did see it, now that when you healed, it won't be something that can happen to you again, and definitely not easy. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, this is something you're not going to want to fall back into, which is why I feel like in the grand scheme of things, I guess it was good. But let's keep going. It says, let me just start back from here though. It says, I didn't realize that the spot he was so confident about wasn't a place of comfort, but a season of confusion, heartbreak, and self-doubt. He didn't guide me towards growth, security, and anything healthy. He led me straight into versions of myself I never should have had to meet. Alright? But the thing about hitting your lowest point is that it teaches you who truly deserves a place in your life. And that's the big, that's what I guess that's what I was saying. So I didn't let her finish, or whoever wrote this finish, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's basically the same thing. So he said, but the thing about hitting your lowest point is that it teaches you who truly deserves a place in your life. It shows you that not everyone holds your hand as the intentions of protecting your heart. And most importantly, it reminds you that sometimes a person who breaks you is also the reason you learn how to rebuild yourself stronger than ever. Oh yes, I was just basically saying that in a different form. Two differences, same differences as a matter of fact. But yeah, I was just basically saying that before I got down to this part that it's a part that like you probably shouldn't have had to see those parts of yourself, but it was in all grand scheme of things, it was good because like I was like this person says, it taught you how to rebuild yourself stronger than ever, and to truly know who deserves to be in your life. Because if you was to ever run into this same type of person again, you will, like in the quickness, be gone. Because guess what? You ain't got no time for it. You ain't got no patience for it no more. After going through what you went through, there's no patience for the foolery no more. You kind of, you sick of that shit now. And it's like, bitch, I'll be damned if I allow myself to get trapped like that again. And that's the good part of that's the good part of, you actually building, healing, and rebuilding yourself to the stronger person. Because after going through it, you know not to go through that no more, man. You ain't trying to touch the fire no more and get burnt no more after you felt that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, like this one hit me because I feel like this is exactly symbolically the way I feel about the situation I had back before back when I was with certain motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's basically figuratively the same thing, and I was like, damn, this speaks so much to me. And I know it speaks a lot to a lot of y'all, man. It's a bunch of people, it's actually a bunch of comments under here. And that's how you know the world is full of people who had to deal with this shit, dog. This is nothing new, dog. A lot of people are out here carrying that same energy, that same demon, that same spirit, and they're running it across other people that has to, have to go through that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that that's what you're going through. You didn't know that the spot that your ex said they wanted to take you was this slow ass point in your life. You didn't know that. You don't know these things, and that's the thing. This is what I be saying about the fairy tale movies. The fairy tale movies make you think, oh, people out there you go for love, but you know what I'm saying, and happily ever after is the goal. And the thing about you hoping for that happily ever after, I'm not saying you don't want happily ever after. I'm saying you getting your hopes so high for it will bring you all the way down when you realize you have this type of person. And it's like you putting yourself on a skyscraper because your hopes are so high with this shit. And like I said, all that shit programs you to be like that. So guess what? If you put your hopes so fucking high like that, guess how far you falling when your hopes and your dreams are crashed by realizing that it's not gonna happen. You falling way the fuck down here. You finna hit ground. And it's a hard fall, man, because your hopes and dreams were so into it. You was like, damn, I'm finally about to have somebody I can say I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I didn't even know I could have that. Some people didn't even feel like, there are people who get in relationships that didn't think that they were a relationship type of person. They didn't even think they settled down. But when they finally decide to, they run into one of these things. And that's the type of thing that can really tear a person down. It can really destroy you, bro, because you really hope for the best. You really want for the best. You really be fighting for the shit that the other person ain't even putting work in to fight for. So yeah, man, this one here really touched, man. So let me know how y'all feel about this one here, man. This one was really interesting, man. If I find any more, I'm gonna run them to y'all. But man, yeah, for the most part, you know what I'm saying, I'm just finna go ahead and cut this one. But yeah, this one here was cool, man. Let me know how y'all feel about it, alright? Peace.